Afro Tales Podcast is a part of the Connected Podcast Network. Chef. Yes, Glio. Don't you love how we get to share our stories and recipes? Yes, I enjoy it greatly. Do you know what makes it possible for everyone to hear us? Yes, Glio. Our voices, obviously. True, but it's also Anchor, a hosting platform that distributes the podcast to places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and others. Oh, yes. And isn't everything needed to make a podcast in one place? That's correct. And the best thing of all, Chef, it's free. Free, you say? Free. And all I had to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So, you just had to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Yep. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and do what we're doing now. Fantastic, Grio. Simply fantastic. I know, Chef. I know. Ahoy, my friend, and welcome aboard the AfroTales Podcast, a ship that will carry us from location to location, exploring the tales that grew from the African diaspora in the Americas and the Caribbean. I am Amon Mazinga, your teller of yarns. As we head out, a particular yarn for each location will be spun. Come, sit with me, and enjoy this journey. The case of the uncooked eggs. A poor woman in Kenscoff once offered lodging to a soldier, and before he left, he gave her a gift of 3 eggs. She looked at the eggs and thought they were longer on one end. She decided not to cook them, but to put them under the hen to hatch. Soon, 3 fat red roosters peeped out of the shells. The woman raised the roosters and took them to market and sold them for $5. With the money, she bought 2 small pigs. She nourished the pigs on banana peels and corn and sold them for a goat. She sold the goat for a calf. And when the calf had grown into a strong ox, she sold it and bought land. Some years later, the same soldier was again passing through Kenscoff and asked for lodging at the woman's house. "Oh, you don't recognize me. When you were here last, you gave me 3 eggs, and I never forget when someone does me a good turn." She was so happy to see him, she made him a large meal. And as they ate together, she told him what she had done with the 3 eggs. After they had finished their coffee, she took him around her property and showed him her fields of carrots, tomatoes, leeks, and radishes, her cattle, even her flowers. He stayed with her for 5 days. She treated him royally, and then he left. 8 days later, she received a summons to appear in court. As she had never done any harm to anyone in her life, she did not go. A week later, she received a second summons. She ignored this one as well. But when the third summons came, she woke at 2 in the morning and walked 5 hours to town. Waiting for her in the court was the soldier. He declared that because of his gift to her of 3 eggs, she was able to buy livestock, fields, and even roses and violets. Now, it is only correct that she share her goods with him. But the soldier did not give me roosters, she told the judge. He only gave me eggs. Yes, and those eggs, did they not give you all that you have? The soldier insisted. The woman left the courthouse. She hired a lawyer. The soldier hired a lawyer also. The case went on and on, the two lawyers deliberating endlessly. As the case came to a close, the woman was so exhausted, she was nearly willing to divide her property with the soldier. Then, on the Thursday evening, before the final decision was to be made on Monday, an old ragged beggar knocked on her door. Charity for a poor man. A little something to eat. No, not at this moment. I am not even giving out charity. I don't even know what I will have tomorrow. She explained her case to him. Madam, don't you worry. Nothing serious will happen. Nothing serious? It's almost all over. But she relented and offered him some bread and rice and beans. Then he said, Madam, here is some advice. Eat well on Saturday and Sunday. Get up early Monday. Make yourself coffee. Walk to town and I will be waiting for you in court. The woman looked at him. You will be waiting for me? But what can you do? You will see. You shall see. Sunday, just before midnight, the woman woke up. She prepared coffee for herself and started down to the Port-au-Prince. The beggar was already seated on one of the benches. The woman sat down and the lawyers arrived and the final speeches were made. They talked and talked and talked. The woman felt so tired. She was certain that if someone dropped a handkerchief on her, she would fall to the floor and not be able to get up. Just then, the old beggar called out, Judge! What is it, old vagabond? I have come to hear the verdict. Why should an old vagabond like you concern yourself with the verdict of this case? Several days ago, this good woman gave me as charity some of her dinner of rice and beans. I ate the rice and brought the beans home to plant. I told my friend I have 7 beans to plant and he offered me space in his fields. He is at this moment in the fields waiting for me. And now I am waiting for you for your decision. I want to know whether it is worth the effort for me to plant my beans. The people in the courthouse laughed and shouted. The lawyers stood up to look at the man. The judge said, Whoever heard of cooked beans being planted? Thank you, Judge, said the beggar. When this woman told me it was believed in court that eggs could provide flowers and pigs and goats, I thought perhaps I, too, should make the effort. After all, if the laws have changed and eggs can give all that, what can beans do? Everyone shouted, Bravo! The case was dismissed. The woman had won. This story here isn't a very long story. but it has a deep message, right? Listening to this story, you probably first felt that excitement for the woman. She took 3 eggs and basically became successful off of 3 meager eggs. You see her hatch the eggs and take the roosters to market and just grow her fortune from that. And then when the man who initially paid her gratitude with the eggs returns, she is ecstatic for the blessing that he has bestowed upon her, only for that man to then say he is owed a debt because he gave her 3 eggs. I am so glad the story ended the way it did, and the old man saw the folly in what was being done, because it was BS, to be blunt about it. Think about it. Somebody you help. Think first that part. You help someone and they pay you back with whatever they have. And you look at what they've given you and you have an idea. So you put that idea to work, and because of they were only able to give you what they had, you were able to take that small thing and grow it into something magnificent for yourself. And then they come back and say, well, you owe me because without me giving you that, you wouldn't have had what you had. Sir, ma'am, person, first of all, without me helping you in your time of need, you would have never given me this meager thank you. So I blessed you and you in turn blessed me. We are done, at least in my eyes. We have fulfilled an exchange. And it's said and done. Now, what I can do with the small blessing that you gave me, that's me. That is my ingenuity. If I can take your 3 eggs and turn it into prosperity, because instead of cooking them, I decided, let's see what happens. Will they be hatched? Are they fertilized eggs? And she does what she does. And you do what you do. And you take, it's just like somebody gives you an idea for something, they just blurt it out. And maybe like a year or 2 later, because you're successful with that idea that they gave you, oh, you owe me something because I gave you the idea. Yeah, you didn't have to give me the idea. You could have done something with it yourself, you know? But hey, people are going to do what they're going to do. People always feel like they're owed something for helping you just out of the kindness of their heart, not knowing or not thinking that you could do something with it. But then when you do, oh, now you owe them. That's not right. If you're going to do something for somebody, just do it out the kindness of your heart. I've done it. I've been ripped off. I've helped people keep their lights on. I've helped people pay bills. And when I need help, nothing comes, you know? But it is what it is, you know, because I don't help people out of looking for something in return. I help them because sometimes it's just the right thing to do. But when you get burned, you know, well, whatever. That's a whole nother topic. Anyway, thank you for coming on this journey. We're back in Haiti, and that means the chef, your chef, has a wonderful Haitian meal. I can probably guess what it's going to be. Something to do with eggs. He loves using the theme of the story to create his meals. So go see him and come back and see me again. And until we do meet again, as always, have a blessed day. Welcome, my friends, to the Galley. I am your chef, and today we have a beautiful meal coming straight from the story you have just heard. Banana nagze, or Haitian eggs and boiled plantains. Now, what will you need for this wonderful breakfast idea? Easy. 3 simerai plantains, 4 eggs, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 tomatoes diced, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, salt to taste, 2 green peppers diced, 1 tablespoon of Scotch bonnet pepper diced, and 1 teaspoon of adobo seasoning. Now, how do you put this together? Even easier. In a cooking pot, boil 3 cups of water, add salt to help boil. Cut the small ends of your plantains and slice them in half, then add them to the boiling water. Simmer roughly 10 minutes. In a large bowl, add the salt, the adobo, the pepper, and beat your eggs and whisk to ensure they are properly mixed. Saute your onions, tomatoes, peppers, Scotch bonnet pepper for about roughly 5 minutes. Now that your onions and ingredients are sauteed, add your eggs and scramble roughly for another 5 minutes, or they are the consistency you desire. Drain your plantains and remove the peel. Place them on a platter and serve with your eggs. And that is it, my friends. You are done. Now, you go do what you do. Make this wonderful short breakfast something to do different with your eggs. And as you do, remember the little lady in the story. And if you bless someone, just be happy they are blessed. And until I have another wonderful recipe for you, as always, enjoy. My friends, we are here, and I want to thank you for coming out here on this voyage with me. Thank you for doing what you do and giving me the time to get to this point. I want you to join me in thanking Art by Chalet. I want to also join me in thanking those who create the sound effects and music on freesound.org and Free Music Archive. I want you to share this journey with your family and friends so that way they can be blessed just as you are. If you want to leave a comment or a review so others can learn about this voyage, please do so wherever you can. All other ways to support and contact me will be in the show notes. So please go there, check it out, and do what you do best and be you. Again, thank you. And until next time, have a blessed day.